What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Civilization 5 as England. In the previous part, a lot of stuff went down, alright? Now, I'm pretty sure at least this was in the previous part. I could be wrong. But basically, we asked Shaka to declare war on this dude right here. Attila of the Huns. So they're currently engaged in a war. Shaka already took out one of the cities that actually belonged to the Huns. It was somewhere over here, and he just burned it to the ground. It was probably over here, actually. He just burned it to the ground. He was about to take Addis Ababa, and he's just really gaining some ground, and he is definitely so far in the lead when it comes to this war. Now, we don't have that many troops. We have a good amount, but the Huns have far, far more, and I just realized that we are number 2 in terms of science, which is really cool, because that's what we have been trying to fix. We actually got a university in York in the last video, and in this part, we're going to try to get one in Nottingham as well, just so that everything will be good science-wise. We're already somewhat okay. It's not great, but it's alright. This is a terrible offer that you're making right now. You're going to have to pay up. You're going to have to pay out the ass if you want my marble, man. Because I love my marble. And it's not even that good anymore, because it only gives you extra production when you're making ancient and classical era wonders, and that was a while ago. So good luck with that. Now, my only issue is that Siam is allowed to do whatever he wants unchecked over in Ireland. It's just him and Egypt. Nobody else intervened there, and as far as I can tell, they have not been at war with each other. And Siam has just been making a lot of wonders. And, you know, like I said, he has been allowed to go completely unopposed. Now, I'm not going to actually fight the guy. That would be a big mistake. How does somebody have 4,700 culture? That is insane. That is an insane amount of culture. Are you kidding me? Alright. We also actually got Florence as an ally. They're a good ally. It actually cost me a lot of money to get them on my side, but we have them. Alright, let's keep trading with Assur, because 24 gold is a very nice amount to have. Now, we're also making the Forbidden Palace, which is going to give me 2 extra votes. It will also reduce unhappiness from number of citizens in non-occupied cities by 10%, which is, you know, it's not that big of a deal. It's pretty cool. But it's not amazing. Let's get Stoneworks here, because that will make production slightly better. It's not amazing, but it's just a nice wonder to have, and nobody else actually is pursuing patronage. We are, meaning that we are going to be able to make this thing without having to fear anybody trying to steal it from me. So that's quite nice, because normally, you know, all cool wonders do get stolen from me. So it's a nice change of pace there. We also participated in the World's Fair. It is currently still underway, but we have enough production to get a free social policy and a bunch of Golden Age, I believe, points. And we didn't really want to try and win because we still have a lot to do. Like I said, we're about to get a university. Alright, like to smile the most. That's alright. Yeah, okay. Works for me. Acoustics is done. Alright, so highest gold. Does anybody... Yes. Colombo. Not a possibility because they're right there. That's a bummer. Okay. So we could trade with pretty much anybody. Although I would like to send some religious pressure over to somewhere. Alright, you know what? Let's trade with Byblos. That way, I get a bunch of money, I spread my religious pressure, and we're all happy. Okay, there we go. So, that is pretty much the dealio. This war, okay, he still has his city, and it looks like Shaka might be letting up a little bit. Assyria was about to lose their capital city, but because I intervened, I saved them. To be fair, it was also my fault that they were going to lose their capital. So it felt like the right thing to do. He's been a good buddy of mine throughout this game. I now see that he has a bunch of units over here. I'm not really sure what he is planning on doing with these, though. Okay, so he might be trying to attack me. Or, oh, did we just get Conquistador? That's cool. Alright, look at that. Alright, so normally you can only get these when you're playing as the Spanish. But the Spanish are not in this game. So, because of that, city-states can actually give you... alright, let's do that. They can actually give you these units that normally are unique to certain civilizations. What are we... Why... I guess this is pretty much our best option right now. But I would prefer that extra apple. Just that bit of food. We also finally sent a trade route to York from London, allowing it to grow a little bit quicker. Food is pretty scarce up there, and we do want York to be a nice and big city. And we also finally connected York to Nottingham through roads. And what are you fighting Almaty, man? What are you doing? No. That's my friend. You can't do this. What is this insanity? What is this? Alright, so that was his plan. I never in a million years would have guessed this. Please, please don't do this. Look, man, we're good buddies. I'm gonna give you a horse. Alright, he's asking for a lot in return. I can't do that right now. If it looks like he is gonna win this war, which I'm guessing that eventually he will, at that point I will just ask him to stop attacking Almaty. Because I like having allies, okay? I spent a lot of money on them. That's a pretty big investment right there. And it's gonna pay off any second now. And then finally, I'm gonna get extra votes thanks to them. They've also given me like 4 or 5 units throughout the game. I like having them close. They're a nice little buffer between myself and Almaty. They're sort of like neutral ground, even though they're my allies, so they're not actually neutral, but still. I mean, they could be very useful. What is this? He's got a general and everything. Alright, why don't you fight somebody else? Why did you fight the Huns? Almaty requests units. I can't really spare any, sadly. Alright, that's a lot of good tiles. Alright, let's do the same with this one then. York has grown. Alright, so I guess we just took care of that. Or did we? I think we did, yeah. Alright. Oh, this is just not gonna go well, is it? Alright, so in terms of soldiers, I now have the smallest army. This can only end well. If he's willing to attack city-states, then he is most likely going to be willing to attack me as well. Attila and Shaka have made peace. That was not what I wanted, man. I gave you gems. I gave you gems, Shaka. Alright, at least it got the Huns off of my back for a little while, but no longer the ally of Almaty, I know. But okay. So now we could be in trouble again. The Huns are, again, on the prowl, looking for someone to murder. And now that, you know, Shaka is, clear, it's probably only going to be a matter of time until he decides to attack either me. Alright, you definitely work that. It's going to be a matter of time until he attacks either myself or Ashurbanipal again. Either way, this is not going to end well for anybody. Alright, so do we even have... We don't even have room for writing. You know what? Let's stop working this. Let's get some food. London's in pretty rough shape here. There's not a lot of food available. This is bad for everybody. Any city-states that I really want? Any cultural? Here we go. Bratislava. Alright, so I want Bratislava on my side, but we're gonna have to save up a little bit more before we can really make that happen. Come on, just leave Almaty alone. See, I'm not gonna spend money on Almaty right now because that could be a complete waste of money. If What is he doing? He's just like marching an army over to where? It's not really clear to me. If he goes after London, we could be in trouble because we have no troops protecting that area. You know, just let's give him the benefit of the doubt and assume that he's going to attack the Huns. The Zulus have been denounced. Siam and the Huns appear to be buddies here. Alright, so I overtook him in terms of soldiers again. He probably lost some there. I don't like what is going on here at all. Alright, so in the capital we're making... Alright, so in about 3 turns, we're gonna try and get the Oxford University and start working on that, because we need to get that out of the way. Alright, he's got a general here. He's definitely planning on going to war with me. I mean, as soon as he settled Guzana, I knew this was gonna happen. This guy has it out for me, and we're gonna have to play very, very slowly if we want to have a shot at actually defending ourselves against this attack. He has a massive army that is not quite twice my size, but it's a large army. And it's gonna be trouble. Alright, so the pikemen need upgrades. Oh my god. That is a lot of money, man. We gotta do it though, because if we don't, then the pikemen are useless. Alright, so you guys... Alright, I'm gonna have you... The cavalry will flank if there is a war. Alright, you go here. You are basically useless, so whatever. I don't really care what you do. Looking good. Alright, so university will take us 11 turns to do. I'm just gonna buy the university straight away just to get that production going. Shrine. We also have the ability to make the East India Company, which we also really want to make in the capital. Let's see. So production is kind of terrible over here. So I think I will actually make the Ironworks over in Nottingham. This might be a terrible mistake. I usually make all these in the capital. But I feel like it's just going to make it such a... Alright, get a bank. It's going to make it such a much better city. Such a better city is that... I guess that makes sense when you put it like that. But no, it will make this city better. Oh god, that army is ready to kill somebody. Alright, so Siam and Egypt both have the lead in terms of tech. Yep, here we go. Sneak attack. Oh, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck so bad. Shaka, what? I thought you had my back on this, man. I thought you had my back. Alright, so we really, really need to get ready for this. This is gonna happen. And there's just not much we can do. So, alright, let's get you there. He doesn't really have too many archers. Let's get one of the lancers. Alright, over on this side. Alright, longbowman. Alright, so you go over there. We've got a lot of range here with the longbowman, and that is basically our only hope is to put that, alright, just make some use of that. Do this. Alright. Okay, yep. Oh god. Alright, so let's see if Shaka might still be willing to declare war again. Oh god, they have a peace agreement. This is gonna be bad. Alright, you know what? Let's turn it around. What if you declare war on Ashurbanipal again? Alright, that's quite a lot that you're asking for. How about like 15? Alright, he's asking for more than ever. Alright, I have the money, and this will save me some time to focus completely on science. Or, you know, he's got... We mean no harm. Obviously, I'm not going to attack you, you douchebag. Why would you think that? But what we need is... Seeing as we don't want to make an army that's as big as his, because that's kind of a waste of time, we're going to focus on technology. If we have more advanced troops, then we definitely have a shot at doing this. Ashurbanipal should probably give up on taking down Almaty, because he needs to focus completely on the defense right now. So, we'll see. At least we probably saved our ally. And Ashurbanipal already, you know, we know that he's probably not to be trusted either way. Alright, so Almaty, we should probably just get them back on our side. Oh, that's a lot of troops, man. Alright, pledge to protect lets the other major powers in the game know you will protect the city-state from attacks and tribute demands. This may deter players who don't want to risk a conflict with you, but the city-state will expect you to take its side when it is attacked or bullied. Alright, let's give this a go then. Let's see if this will persuade Assyria to stop attacking Almaty. I've pledged to protect them. They should leave these guys alone. Nobody else decided to pledge to protect them. Why am I the nice guy? I have the smallest army. Not be okay. This was deemed unnecessary. Okay, I understand. Okay, maintain relations with Almaty. Anger Assyria temporarily. I'm okay with this, actually. I'm not gonna look the other way. I'm gonna say, hey, listen, man, this is not cool. Hopefully he'll back off. Especially because he is at war currently with the Huns. He needs these troops back home. If he doesn't get them back, he will lose Assur. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and actually let the Hunnish troops pass through here. Alright, what are you even doing here? Get that stone, I guess. Alright, so we got the Forbidden Palace. The windmill is next on the list, but... oh god. Trade routes other players make to a city with an East India Company will generate an extra 4 gold. That could be a lot of money. Or Oxford University for that free technology. Which basically allows us to get industrialization for free. Ooh, that could be very good. Let's do this. Let's get the Oxford University. Colombo is no longer my ally. Should probably give him some money next turn. But basically, if we get industrialization, I'm pretty sure that we will get Gatling guns with extra range when we upgrade the longbowman. And that would be a massive thing to have over the Huns. Gatling guns with actual range. I'm sure that that would not be very good for him. Also, a lot of science, which is good for me. Oh, the agreement is complete. That is nice. Alright, so we were trading with Almaty. Alright, York has grown. Alright, gotta make sure that food is at an acceptable level there. Colombo and the Huns are now allies. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to wait with giving money because I can't do this right now. Get that stone for me. Let's get a quarry going. Alright, you're good. So are you. Alright, so you trade with Florence. Let's just trade with Ragusa. That's really nice and safe. It's right next to me. And they're not under attack like Almaty is, so let's do this. Alright. Next turn we'll also get a social policy, so we'll get secularism. And we're gonna see some really nice science from that. We have a lot of specialists. And this effect is going to really stack nicely with the rest of our science. So we should probably see an increase to like, I don't know, you know, ballpark, probably like 230. If I had to take a guess, that's what I would say. Like 230 science. Just a really nice increase. I legit don't see why people would not take... Alright, let's see. So, I would probably never have won this either way. So we got our free policy. In the exact same turn, Siam stole my stuff. Alright. Secularism. Boom. 200. Okay, I thought it'd be a lot more, but apparently I was wrong there. And we get another policy because of the World's Fair. So we're going to go after free thought. So we'll get humanism. Which I hate saving up for, so I feel better about getting it for free this way. And, alright, so we're gonna need more money to bribe Colombo. But at least we have 200 science. I mean, it's not great. I was expecting more. Alright, I guess having tiles like these doesn't really help, does it? That's better. That's better. Alright, let's go with this. I can live with all of this. Workshop, Writers Guild. Alright, so I wasn't super far off with my, 230. And getting scientific theory will make our academies more effective as well, and allow us to make public schools, which are really, really good science buildings. You get a base, 3 science, and +1 for every 2 citizens in the city. So in London, that would be 14. 14 science. That's good. That's real good. Alright, Byblos. Okay, yep. Now, Colombo is kind of nice because they were giving me their, what was it, porcelain? Yeah, porcelain and ivory. I don't really care that much, but I would definitely prefer having them on my side and not siding with the Huns. So I'm giving them some cash. And it doesn't look like the Huns are pursuing this war as aggressively as I thought they would. Alright, we are #1 in the approval, though. So that's going to be worth something. Alright, let's keep going. We're about to get a bank as well. Because we have to save up for these Gatling guns. We're not going to be able to get a lot of money. It's going to be about like 340 gold. And I'm pretty sure that the upgrade to Gatling gun is at least 100 gold, but probably more. So we're going to have a tough time upgrading all these longbowmen, but we're just going to do the best that we can. And you know, just see what number we can reach. And then as soon as the Ironworks are done in Nottingham, we're going to have a lot of a better city. Alright, acoustics were stolen. You know, people are just stealing my tech all around. I don't like it. Alright, we're going to steal one more technology from Siam, and then I'm going to move my spy to my capital to prevent any more theft this way. Let's get some barracks so we can get better units in York and just send them over to Nottingham as we fight our war, which is definitely coming. I mean, I'm basically just postponing the war by, you know, having the Huns declare war in Assyria, but there is going to be a conflict in which we will be involved. We have not been in a war yet, which I'm very happy about, but that's about to change. I know that very well, which is, you know, the exact reason why I've built this army. So don't worry, guys. I'm ready for this. Alright, spy's been recruited. We have an extra spy. Scarlet. Alright, so I want the... I'm gonna leave her for now in London. City-state bonuses have changed, so we are now getting a lot more, probably, happiness from Colombo. No, it's still 3. Alright. Maybe we get more military units? 17 turns? Not really. Alright, so at least we know that Florence is giving us more culture. 26 culture every turn is a very, very respectable boost. Also, we have 3 votes in the World Congress now, meaning that we can make ourselves the host. That's going to be pretty cool. Rifling. Yes, let's pursue rifling, definitely. We'll get the Gatling guns for free. And then after that, we are going after rifling. No, get a farm. Why would I ever need a trading post? That is just really dumb. Alright. That's 4 gold. That's worth it. That is just worth it. Alright, here we go. Oxford University is about done. And I'm pretty sure that with this technology... No. I tried bribing you earlier, but you were acting like a dick about it, man. We're going to get the Oxford University, and I feel like this... Scarlet is already promoted. That went by quickly. Industrial era. So he made it to... Oh, I already was in the industrial era, so... I got you beat there, bub. But still, that is somewhat worrying. That means Siam is pretty far ahead. But, alright, here we go, here we go. So I have 7 votes now. I can be the host as well. Screw you, Huns. You'll never beat me. We killed a Zulu spy. That's probably why she was promoted. Our 4 free tech, we are going to industrialization. Factories are great. We can see coal. Also a very nice little bonus to have. And we have no coal. Of course we don't. Why would we? Why would anything good ever happen to me? Public school. This is kind of a no-brainer. I've been talking about science for like the last video and a half. If not more. Hey, listen, bud. I forgive you. Look, man, you had my back once. I'm gonna... Alright. I'm gonna ignore your little mistake here for now. Oh, you better get ready for this, Huns. I know that you feel all cool in your military ivory tower. But things are going to go south for you real soon. Why did I not make a public school instead? What am I doing? Like, that money is nice, but it's not that nice. Alright, so we're stealing tech from Siam. Free chemistry. I am not passing that up. Nottingham is also grown. Oh, look at this tile. That is great. Okay, so what we need is farms, definitely. Alright, plotting against Ramses. I will tell him about this because Siam is too strong. And I don't like that, so there you go. Alright, we are now the host. No longer selling wine to Shaka, apparently. We should probably renew this deal. No, not... Why? Why would I ever want this? You know what? Let's get sugar. I'm going to take sugar from you. Because I'm doing pretty good money-wise, and having more happiness will help me out. So, it's going to go with that. Alright, so Ironworks are just about done. Alright, so with all this money that we have... 220 gold? Oh my god, that's so expensive, man. Alright, so which of you... Alright, this guy's 2 upgrades, so he gets to be a Gatling gun. And they do keep the additional range. So basically when playing as England, you do want to make a lot of longbowmen. Oh, Mombasa has been captured by the Zulus. Dude, that was a city-state. How about fighting the Huns, huh? Alright, he's got rifling already. Alright, so it seems like he's quite aggressively pursuing the military technology that is available. But unbeknownst to him, I am kind of doing the same thing for myself. Alright, so we got the Ironworks. This is great because that means that we can start building some things that we really want. Starting with a watermill for some food. It's kind of necessary, honestly. Switch places. Alright, so you did some of that. Let's get some more farms going if we could. Oh, that looks so nice. I don't think I may have at one point had like 1 or 2, you know, Gatling guns with extra range, but it's so nice to actually have this. This is going to be very, very useful in the war against the Huns. Now again, so far, I am not planning on declaring war on him. If there is going to be a war, he's going to be the one to declare it. What is that, a Hussar or something? Or another conquistador? Oh, it is. Hey, alright, so we have like... We have too many mounted troops. I don't even want that many. Alright, architecture was stolen. York has grown. That's pretty neat. Alright, so let's get you into university for that science. Petra. Alright, we got a free unit from Almaty, which I really appreciate. I mean, that's just nice of them. They're good people. Scholars in residence. Alright, so that was actually my proposal, but we are now ahead in technology, so we do not want this to happen. I'm gonna just actually completely oppose my own idea and abstain from voting on the banning of pearls. Because I don't want to offend anyone. If I vote yes, I'll probably offend someone. If I vote no, then the Huns are definitely going to be offended, and we want to avoid that. Basically, we want to postpone this war for as long as we possibly can. I also just realized that we have not actually converted my own people to my religion, which is actually kind of weird that I have not yet done this. Okay, so this one has filled because of myself and Siam, so that's great. We work together on this one. Huns and the Zulus have blocked or have banned pearls. I don't know why, but they did it. Alright, so for our next proposal, we will go for arts funding, sciences funding. World Wonder, that doesn't help me at all. Scholars in residence, that's the same thing I just said no to. Oh god, we don't have a lot of options here, do we? We can make some people very angry. And I'm not sure that I want to right now. I'm pretty sure that Siam has his own religion. So he's going to do everything in his power to block this. And if he combines his strength with Egypt, then I will not have the votes I need to get this working. Standing army tax, ban luxury. Alright, is there a luxury that nobody has? Silver. Alright, some really like citrus, crab, copper, porcelain, jewelry, incense. Alright, we do have some options here. Wine would be screwing myself over. Alright, silver. I'm pretty sure nobody has silver. We're gonna say, hey, listen, let's ban this thing. And, you know, just fingers crossed that nobody will care. And we're getting a public school. Again, for some sweet science. Alright. So next turn we're going to get a great merchant who we will use to gain some money so we can upgrade our troops. And I also would like a... Really? Great profits? Okay. That's one more faith that we need to get a profit. But we're going to get one. We're going to convert our own cities first of all. And then probably... Assyria or something. Just start converting some people to my religion. That will get me some money, amongst other things. But we're going to do that in the next part. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to thank you guys for watching. And I'll be back soon with more Civilization 5. Thanks for watching, guys.